stars. Didn't even get to bronze.
What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy, the DMD. And I'm going to be bringing you guys today my Salamangreat profile that I played this weekend at our local 3v3. My buddies were Andrew and Justin. We played the 3v3. Justin was on IDS and Andrew was on Flawonderies. We ended up getting first. There was like 3 rounds and I lost none of my matches. I didn't even tie one. I just went 3-0. So this list was really fun to pilot. I took a break from Striker because I was tired of getting Imperial ordered, and I just opted to play this. So, but anyway, for the list, also check the beautiful Hayate mat. This mat is so based. It came in the mail this past week. Love it. I've been playing on this mat all week long. So, yep, Hayate. Send, engage, add back, engage. Gang. So anyway, for real, for the list, triple debug, like I said, this card literally just searches Gazelle. It's literally just to get Gazelle all the time. I played the one Buffalo. I was not sure about this card, but then I realized that it had several applications just chain blocking with Balinks. It's really good. I opted to play 3 debug and the one Buffalo for the reason I mentioned earlier about Gazelle. But Buffalo is still a strong card, especially in the early game. Just being able to chain block Balinks and draw 2 cards, or chain block this with Balinks to draw 2. It's really strong. Then for some of the extenders, just to make Mirage Stallion, we've got triple Spinny. This card is your extender gain Mac access code. 2 Foxy. This has a lot of lists I've seen that have been topping, have started cutting this card to 2. I agree with that, just because you really don't want to see another copy of itself off of its own effect. So I definitely did like the idea of just playing 2. Then the one of Gazelle, I play 2 Jaguar. There are times where I make Mirage Stallion, but if I have to use Desires and I banish one of the Jaguars, it's really rough. So I've decided to play 2. I don't regret it because of the fact that even if I open it, I can still have ways to go full combo. And the other thing is, because it's a level 4, it can get you, in combination with this card, Foul, it can get you to Baguska, which is really, really strong. Also, we're playing the one Falco. This is the only card in this deck that I'm just really not sure on. Late game, it's great, yes, but at the same time, it's just so... It can be really dead sometimes. I'm not the biggest fan of Falco, to be honest. Then for the hand traps. A little precursor, I wanted to play, in hindsight, I probably should have played a little bit more than 9, but I played 9 hand traps in the main. Probably should have been playing like 1 or 2 more, but I just didn't have the room. But the hand traps were triple Ash, that's just the most generic hand trap, of course, triple Nib, and then later on in the profile, triple Infinite Impermanence, which I'll get to in a minute. These were fine. Like I said, I wish I had played, 1 or 2 more hand traps, but it's whatever. We got the dub. It's fine. Moving on to the spell cards, the consistency pieces, 1 Circle and 3 Silent Mining. Search Debug, Search Gazelle. Yep, search cards. 2 copies of Will, kind of like the Foxy thing, where because it's a hard once per turn, you don't want to like absolutely max out on this card. If you're playing like the more of the combo variant, you can try playing 3 of this. I'm just not on board with that. I think 2 is definitely the correct number because it is a hard once per turn. And you can rip this off of Foxy as well, so it's quasi-searchable. The 1 Garnet, and then for the more generic spells, 3 Pot of Desires. This card is cracked. If you can draw literally any hand trap or literally any floodgate, you kind of just win the game. If you draw like Rage or Roar off this when you already have the other one, like if you have Rage and you draw Roar off of this, you just win. Triple Crossout Designator. You literally need this card to stop Nib. This also stops stuff like Evenly and other board breaking, back breaking board breaker cards. So Triple Designator in the main, I did not regret that at all. That was super base to play it in the main. I loved it. For the traps, we've got Double Rage and the 1 Roar. I was back and forth on whether I wanted to play 2 Roar or 2 Rage, but I decided last minute that it would probably be more intelligent of me to play the 2 Rage because it's just generically better. Just because popping cards right now is kind of better than negating them. Then the other 3 hand traps are 3 infinite impermanents. Like I said, it would have been cool to play a little bit higher number of hand traps, but I just did not have the room. I didn't know what to cut, other than cutting Cross out, which didn't make any sense. And then lastly, the 1 of Order. Yeah. Yeah, Order is what Order is. Like, that's just, yeah, it's a win button. Probably should be banned. I might, consistently play Striker more often if that card was not in existence. But moving on to the extra deck. Triple Balinks, I think this is, I know some people are just not a fan of this card at 3, but I think it's correct, because if your board gets broken, this just puts you in a position where you can easily get back into the game, like with Jaguar and Spinny, and recycle back all your monsters and get you back into link climbing into your Sunlight Wolf. I sadly only have 2 supers. This last one's an ultra. I'm trying to pester my friends until they find an extra Sunlight Wolf that's super rare that they can trade to me. I sadly don't have the 3rd, obviously. Yeah, this card's busted. You can go like +5 turn 0 because of this card. Double Heatleo, this came up yesterday. I was playing against like a back row matchup, and Heatleo being not hard once per turn as far as the spin effect is really, really good. The 1 Link Rebo, this helps you if like your opponent is, if you have an extra body on the board and your opponent is declaring battle phase, you're just like, oh, I have Link Rebo, so you don't have to waste Roar on something like an evenly matched. I found this was kind of a little cool tech choice, I suppose, but it does stop evenly, so it's good. Update Jammer, Splash Mage, Transcode, and Access Code. These are kind of all within the realm of just getting to Access Code. So these 4 just kind of work in tandem to get you to OTK, because Update Jammer into Access Code is, let's see, to 10,600 damage actually. So yeah, this is very, very lethal. The Mirage Stalio, this card's insane. It's really, really, really strong. Anytime you have an MX Saber Invoker for the deck, for any deck, it's just really good. And then Baguska. This against something like Invoked or Flundery or whatever deck you're playing against is gonna probably win you the game in combination with Rage or Roar. So that was really strong. Just really quickly to wrap up, the side deck was kind of difficult to build just because it was a 3v3 and it was kind of hard to tell what was going to be played and what was not going to be played. Knowing who my partners were was kind of helpful for me to realize what not to side, but I tried to side as generically as possible. So what I ended up doing was 3 Droll, 3 Phantasme. This was like okay. The Phantasme, the Droll didn't really come up a whole lot. Phantasme was pretty good. Wasn't like the best thing in the world, but it wasn't terrible either. 2 twin, and then feather duster for back row. I played against Virtual World, and actually this kind of just won me the game. Triple Gozen match. Yeah, all of their like extra deck cards are different attribute. So if you flip this up, you can really hurt them. And because Shen hurts you so bad, you really want to lock them from playing the game as soon as possible. Yeah, VW was a very difficult matchup that I played yesterday because this deck struggles against Shen so much. And finally, Triple Evenly. I played against Trap Tricks after the tournament was over. Well, kind of within the tournament, but like towards the end of the evening, I played against Trap Tricks, and this card plus Feather and Twin just like go brrr and just win the game. So yeah, that was pretty much it. The only thing that I would probably change is I would have really liked to have played, in hindsight, just some more hand traps, because even though I was playing the 9 that I was playing, it would have been really advantageous from my position to not only have more designator targets, but also to have more disruption on my opponent's turn going second, which that can kind of be a big deal because this deck doesn't really put out, if you get disrupted, it doesn't really put out a whole lot of damage except if you're going through the access code line, obviously. Outside of that, it's just like poke with Stalio, poke with Wolf, and then hope they don't kill you on the next turn. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. I don't really have much to add. Shout out to Justin and Andrew, who were my partners for the event. We ended up doing pretty well. I pulled an Ulti Utopia, which was neat, out of my OTS pack, so that was fun. But yeah, it was a good event all over. I really hope our locals continues to do stuff like this because it was really cool. I really appreciated them doing that. We had a lot of fun. I think everybody did. If you have any questions at all, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. It's that DMD, and your boy is out.
Didn't even get to bronze.